Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Tuesday, March 23rd. Yesterday on Monday wasn't a great day. A lot of weird slates, a lot of weird games going on. So today I like the slate a lot better, did a lot of research, and I really like these player props that we found, as well as the spreads that we're going to be picking tonight. So if you're new here, click that like and subscribe button. See if we can get up to 1,500 subscribers. We just passed the 1,400 mark. You guys have been killing the support lately. So shout out to all of you guys. As a reminder, make sure you join our Discord community. Should be the first link in the description down below. Should be able to just click it and join it. If you don't know what Discord is, basically it's just a group chat basically that you can chat not only about NBA, you can see everyone else's picks. We have a My Daily Picks channel that you can see people's picks in, but there's also MLB, hockey, soccer. We even have an esports channel, MMA, you name it, all of it is down there. So click that first link in the description. I believe over 360 members at the moment. Unreal. Thank you guys again. If you're new, click that like and subscribe button. Last note, we're going to start our daily live stream. We were live yesterday. Shout out to all the 50, 60 people that joined. We will have another daily live stream today at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hopefully you guys can make it out, and I'll answer any questions that you guys got. NBA, personal related, who knows? We're just going to get into it. Let's break down these player props. We're going to start with one of my favorite players on my favorite team, RJ Barrett. We're going to take his over 23.5 points versus rebounds, minus 113. And, you know, RJ Barrett's been killing it. And shout out to whoever gave me this pick I believe 2 nights ago when he absolutely killed it. But RJ Barrett has been great. Over his last 10 games, he is averaging 21 points per game and just a hair 5.9 rebounds per game. He's cashed this over 23.5 points and rebounds in 9 of 10 games. And if you don't believe me, here's his game log. He's at 27, 26, 25, 29, 37, 27, 25, 17, don't love that, 26, 31, and the matchup against the Wizards couldn't be better. Sure, he didn't play great the last time they played the Wizards, but that was over about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. RJ Barrett's getting a lot more minutes and playing a lot better recently, ever since the All-Star break. The Wizards give up the 6th most rebounds per game to opposing shooting guards and the 6th most points per game to opposing shooting guards. I love the game, love the matchup. The over-under is about 225. We'll talk about that in a little bit when we get into our when we go and recap the whole slate. We also have a big announcement, so stick around. Big announcement after the long shot parlay of the day. If you were in the live stream, you'll know what I'm talking about. But big announcement, so stick around until after the long shot parlay of the day. But yeah, we're doing RJ Barrett over 23.5 points versus rebounds. Moving into the next one, Will Barton over 14.5 points. Would not be surprised to see this go up to 15.5, and I'd still take it. Will Barton's absolutely killing it, and the Magic give up 25 points per game to opposing shooting guards. That's one of the tops in the league. And in the last 7 times that Barton has faced the Magic, he's hit this over in 15. He's hit 15 plus points in 5 of 7. And Barton's been shooting it 15 plus times a night. So, I mean, you're asking, he's shooting it 15 plus times a night, and all we're asking for is 15-ish points. He can easily get that. And last but not least, Barton's been on an absolute heater. He's scored 16 plus points in not 2, but 7 straight games. Will Barton's been killing it, and it's against Orlando Magic. Likely we'll have Evan Fournier on him, which is a mismatch. I think Will Barton will get enough shots up, and I think he will score at will against this Orlando Magic team. We're locking in Will Barton over 14.5 points. And my last player prop of the day, drum roll please, because I didn't have some player props, as you will see. We did not have any Nets props, although I probably would lean on James Harden's over, whatever his overs are if he plays tonight. But we're going Bam Adebayo over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I also like Bam Adebayo's point total at 18.5, but I'm going to go on this conservative side. Normally it doesn't hurt us, but it did a couple of nights ago with Luka. But Bam Adebayo's been great recently, and he's coming off a 29-point showing against the Pacers. He had 20 points the game before against the Pacers, but if you look at the Suns and how people have been exploiting them and exploiting their defense, it's going straight at DeAndre Ayton nonstop. Here are what the Suns have been giving up to opposing centers. You had 23 points, 10 rebounds off the bench to Montrezl Harrell last game. Then before that, he gave up 24 points, 9 rebounds to Karl Anthony Towns on just 9 of 12 shooting. Then before that, against Karl Anthony Towns, he gave up 41 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists on 15 of 24 shooting. The game before that, to one of the people that we don't love on this channel, as you know, he's become a meme, Jonas Valanciunas. They gave up 24 points and 17 rebounds. And then the game before that, You had the Pacers, and they gave up 16 points and 8 rebounds to Miles Turner, and 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 10 assists to Domantas Sabonis. All of the numbers line up. We're taking Bam Adebayo over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists. His last 2 games since he returned, obviously he had the 29-point outing against the Suns, or against the Pacers. And the game before that, I think he ended with 33 points, rebounds, and assists right on the dot. So you can take his points total, you can take his points, rebounds, and assists total, whatever you want. I think Bam Adebayo has a good chance to get 25-plus points tonight, and that is why he will be in our long shot parlay of the day, which keeps getting close, but we can't hit one. Moving on into some spreads, and I do like the slate we got on tonight. And we're going to start with the Sixers versus the Warriors. We're locking in Sixers -3. If you do not know, Stephen Curry will be out tonight, and he won't be one of those late scratches or late additions. He is already declared out, and that kind of screwed us yesterday when I picked the Celtics to cover, and then Jason Tatum gets ruled out with an illness right before tip-off. I would have obviously not picked the Celtics to cover if I knew, so maybe wait to lock these in, but Celtics -3. You know, normally I don't pick Sixers -3 against the Warriors. Normally I'm not usually picking the Sixers on the road, but they have won 4 straight road games, and they're the better team. Let's be honest here. They're better than the Warriors, especially without Stephen Curry. Without Joel Embiid, and even with Joel Embiid, the Sixers have won 8 of their last 9 games. And like we've said before, time and time again, this Warriors team is going to struggle to score the ball without Stephen Curry. They will struggle to generate offense, especially against the good Wizards, or I don't know where I'm all over the place. Against the good Sixers defense, they'll likely put Ben Simmons on Draymond Green, make it tough for him to generate some offense for his teammates. And so we're going to take the Sixers -3 to cover on the road in the Chase Center. I'm locking in Sixers -3. Say less. Sixers win and cover on the road. And then the next one, we got 2 interesting plays, and I really do like them, and I think they're going to go against what people will think. We're going to go Lakers +6.5 versus the Pelicans. I know you're thinking, yo, the Lakers are so bad. They don't have LeBron. They don't have Anthony Davis. How do you expect them to cover against the Pelicans? Well, this is the home favorite Pelicans, not the home underdog. If this was flip-flop, we'd be taking the Pelicans all day, but the Pelicans are favorites, and here's why I'm taking the Lakers. You know, the Lakers are competing for an NBA championship. Pelicans are still trying to get into the playoffs, but they're competing for an NBA championship, and they can't afford to get blown out in this game. I think they're going to come out hard, they're going to play good defense, and they're going to just be able to score some points against this bad Pelicans defense and be able to win, even potentially win on the road against the New Orleans Pelicans. It does help that Lonzo Ball is questionable. He might not play. Wouldn't be surprised to see him not play, especially with the rumors of him being dealt at the trade deadline. No reason to rush him back from his injury. And so I could see the Lakers covering this 6.5 points versus the Pelicans. But most importantly, this is the home favorite Pelicans. Like I've mentioned, the Pelicans are 3-10 against the spread as home favorites. And that's all I need to know. I think the Lakers can keep this game close and potentially win outright. We'll take a big game from Dennis Schroeder, Kuzma, Markieff Morris, Montrezl Harrell, all of them, Talen Horton-Tucker, all of them will need to play well. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who I don't necessarily love his over tonight. He's been pretty bad lately. I also like Eric Bledsoe's under, but that's per usual. We're taking Lakers +6.5, say less. And then my last spread of the day, and it's actually an over-under. We're taking the Nuggets versus Magic. Normally I'd be on the under, taking over 217 points. If Vegas expected this to be a low-scoring game like you normally see with like Knicks versus Magic or Sixers versus Magic, or Sixers versus Knicks, you name it, all of those teams, they expected it to be a low-scoring game. This line would be in the 210s. It'd be like 208, 205. They don't. They expect it to be a higher-scoring game, but they don't want to give that illusion. But I see it. I see through them. We're taking over 217 points. And here's why. The Nuggets are playing exceptionally well on offense, scoring almost 115, 120 points a night. They did score 108 against the Pelicans a couple nights ago, but they've been scoring like that. And this is a Magic team that doesn't, is still banged up. They will have Evan Fournier and Aaron Gordon back, which does help for their offensive side of the ball, although both of those players likely will be dealt within the next 2 days as the trade deadline approaches on Thursday. But I think this Magic team is very capable of scoring 105 to 115, and that'll be enough to get this over 217. It's not what I normally do, but it is the pick that I think is right. I do think the Magic and the Nuggets have a good chance of hitting over 217 points tonight, and that's why I'm locking it in. So just as a recap, before we get into the parlay of the day, long shot parlay of the day, we still got a lot to go. Yeah, we got parlay of the day, long shot parlay of the day. Then I got the big announcement, and then we're going to recap each game for about 2-3 minutes. Let's get into it. Thanks for, if you're this far into the video, click that like button. Recap, we're taking Will Barton over 14.5 points. I'd still take it at 15.5. RJ Barrett over 23.5 points versus rebounds. Bam Adebayo over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists versus the Phoenix Suns. Sixers -3 on the road versus the Warriors. Lakers on the road +6.5 versus the Pelicans, and the Nuggets versus Magic over 217 total points. Parlay of the day. This is how much I like the player props I gave you. I'm taking all three as my parlay. Will Barton over in points, RJ Barrett over in points, rebounds, and assists, or points and rebounds, then Bam Adebayo over in his points, rebounds, and assists. I like all three of those. I think those should have a very good chance. Probably will cash 80% of the time, and I'm liking them tonight. And then as my long shot parlay of the day, just going to combine the picks above because I do think we have a really good slate tonight. Bam Adebayo, 25 plus points. Think he has a good chance to hit that against DeAndre Ayton. The over in the Magic Nuggets game, 217. Lakers +6.5 and Sixers -3. Just asking for us to go 4-0 on those picks. That'd be plus 3,000. I really like those odds. As for the big announcement, and if you were on the live stream, you know about this, we're going to start up a new series for our 1,000 subscriber special, which we're already at 1,400. And if you're still new, click that like and subscribe button. Let's get up to 1,500 today if possible. But new series, we're just going to give some betting tips. It's going to be more of like a how-to series about how to become a better gambler. And by no means am I saying that I'm the best gambler on this platform. No, absolutely not. Not even in the world. Absolutely not. But I do know some good tips, and I think it would be really helpful to people, not only in our Discord, but also just random people that, you know, are getting new into the sports betting community and they just want some tips and tricks. How do I get better at it? And the first episode, which will air in, I believe, 2 weeks, we'll be talking about bankroll management. Very, very important. Arguably the most important. Bankroll management, unit sizes, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, click that like button. We're going to start that video up. It will probably be a weekly series for at least a month or so where we talk about different betting tips, whether it's bad bets versus bad beats or unit sizes, when to feel more confident, what to put on what. Well, obviously the first episode will be bankroll management. Alex had a good idea. Shout out to him. He said we should talk about what happens when a line shifts. So for example, Will Barton tonight, 14.5 points, likely will go up to 15.5. What to do with your unit sizes. That's another idea. First episode will be about bankroll management. So that will be coming out in a couple weeks. You can expect that as we move into our new apartment. So look out for that. If you guys have any other ideas for that series of how to become a better sports gambler or sports bettor, let me know down below. Give me your ideas, because like I said, it's going to be a weekly series where we give tips and tricks and how to improve, because everyone can use some improvement. No one's perfect. Neither am I. So we're gonna do that series. So shout out to you guys. I think that will be our 1,000 subscriber special. Might even hit 2,000 by then. Who knows? Let's get into a quick 2 to 3 minute recap of the slate. We got the Nuggets versus Magic game. This is an interesting game. I do think the Nuggets win, but I think a good line would be Nuggets win in the over. I think the Magic could secretly cover this game. Just for whatever reason. The Magic cover in games that they shouldn't cover in. And they don't necessarily have business covering against the Nuggets, but the Nuggets haven't played very well lately. Haven't been blowing out teams. They're on the road in Orlando. I think the Nuggets could blow this. They couldn't maybe lose outright, but I think they will win. And I think the Magic have a good chance of covering. I like the over the most out of all of these plays. Lakers versus Pelicans, +6.5. Obviously is the line. Pelicans -6.5. We're taking the Lakers. Over under 223. I'd probably lean the under. I won't lie to you. If Lonzo Ball is out, I'd lean the under. He generates a lot of offense, makes it much easier for people to score there. Without him, you're just getting much more isolation from Brandon Ingram. Zion's obviously does enough isolation himself, but I would lean the under if I had to take it. Wizards versus Knicks. I see a lot of money flowing in on the Knicks and can't blame them. I would take Knicks -2.5 versus the Wizards right now. The Knicks have had some heart-wrenching losses recently, but I do think they can win this game outright against the Wizards. They're playing, but both teams are playing about even, and I do think that the Knicks can get it done. RJ Barrett, Julius Randle will lead them to a victory. Over under 225. I would also lean the under. I don't think the Knicks are capable of scoring that many points to hit this over. Plus, I believe the last time these two teams played, final score was 109-91, something like that. That hit the under pretty easily. They just combined for 200 points. I think the under is a lock tonight. The weirdest game on the slate, and this is going to cause a lot of problems in the Discord, is the Suns versus Heat game. Suns are underdogs, +1 right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see it flip, because that's not asking for much to see them go from +1 to -1. But weirdly enough, I mean, it's hard to predict this game. That's why I stayed away from the spread, because I could see a world where the Heat win. It seems like a trap game. You'd think the Suns, who are playing, I guess the Heat were playing very well, then they've lost 3 straight games. Suns are playing exceptionally well. I believe they won 6 straight games on the road. But you got the Heat team, who's always been known as a great home team, although they have lost a couple games at home recently. For whatever reason, it feels like a trap. It feels like people are going to be hammering the Suns +1 and the Heat will win outright. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but I could very well see the Heat covering and winning tonight. Obviously, if they win, they're probably going to cover. It's just 1 point. But yeah, for whatever reason, if I had the line, had to bet on it, it's hard to bet against the Suns because that feels like the safer play. But I do think the Heat have a good chance to win that game. Nets versus Blazers. Only 2 more games on the slate. Nets versus Blazers. The Blazers are 4.5-point favorites after just getting absolutely boat raced by the Dallas Mavericks. But understandably so. They know Brooklyn Nets could be without James Harden tonight as he has a neck injury. They could be without him. If he does play, I'll be looking at his points, rebounds, and assists line. And obviously, if you're still this far in the video, I do potentially add plays onto my card as the day goes on. So make sure you join the Discord for that. But you got the Nets, you got the Trailblazers, -4.5. I would lean on the Trailblazers. They're a favorite for a reason. If the Nets are without Harden, there's going to be a lot of money flowing in on the Blazers. I don't know what the Nets will do without Harden. I bet this spread goes up even more. Over under 236. That's a hard line. I'd probably take the under. Even though it's hard to bet an under in a Nets game, I'd take the under 236. But like I said, if Harden is in there, no reason to not get him into your not only DFS lineups, but also your player props. Bet on him. He's an absolute legend. And when he's there alone, he should be able to kill it against not only rebounds, assists, points, all of them. Blazers are really bad defending that position. Plus, you could look at James Harden's stats as a Houston Rocket against the Blazers. He absolutely cooked them every single time. So moving on to the last game of the slate, 76ers versus Warriors. We're obviously on the Sixers train tonight. I do think the Sixers can cover and win tonight on the road against the Warriors. So wouldn't be surprised to see that. The interesting line comes in with the over-under, 222.5. That is an interesting line. I think that's personally too high for this game, but I could see them hitting the over. Personally, I just don't think the Sixers have what it takes to get that many points, and they're going to play good defense against this Warriors team without Stephen Curry. I would lean to under tonight, but would not be surprised to see it go over 222.5. So something to keep a note of. Watch out for that over-under line. Definitely prefer the Sixers -3. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much if you're this far into the video. Shout out to you. We've been growing this channel like crazy. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Calling Our Shot, maybe even Facebook and Twitter if you're interested. Like I said, join that Discord community in the description down below. First link. Thanks again for so much support. You guys are absolutely the best community on this platform. Feel free to leave me your suggestions with what we can do to improve the channel. Like I said, this has been Austin. I will catch you guys again tomorrow. Sorry for the long video. A lot to cover today. But I will see you guys again later today in the live stream at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the bomb. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.